Hey everyone, so today is a very special video I've got for you guys, and I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am right now. In this video, I'm going to be stocking my fish room with breeders. It's so crazy. So the other day, I went up to Nick's place and I had an intention of getting like a couple fish for some video ideas I had, but I didn't think this would be the trip that I'd go up and like get a whole bunch of fish to start breeding again. And in specific, like breeding for profit and breeding the species that I just really love. But it turned out being that trip, and I just was like, it's so spontaneous and really fun for me. I don't do it very often, like go out and buy fish, or just like go anywhere for that matter and buy fish. It's been a freaking long time. The first fish we have on our list is a big school of Danios. So I got leopard Danios and zebra Danios. There's actually like a couple long fins in there, which makes it pretty cool. I don't plan on really line breeding them. I think I might in the future. I don't really know what the plan was with the Danios. All I wanted to do was breed Danios. I don't really care the line, the variety, nothing like that. I just wanted to breed Danios. The reason why is because I have a giant 6-foot tank over here, and as you guys know, I set it up, quite a while ago, and with the intent on stocking it with thousands of fish, because it's a really large aquarium and it's like got heaps of Vallisneria in there. You guys can go and watch that video. But the plan is with the Danios to breed up like 1,000 Danios and stock this tank with them. So keep an eye out for that video. And the second fish we have is something quite rare, something a little mysterious, and it's Pseudomugil Aru2s. Now, these are a species I actually, I'm not gonna lie, didn't even know existed before visiting Nick. I believe I kind of walked into a new light when I visited him for the first time, because I was only aware of like rainbow fish, like the bigger Melanitania species, and I seen them, but I didn't take too much interest in them because they're like very common, and I didn't really go into much research about any other varieties of Pseudomugils. I started seeing a bunch of them, and at the time Nick was like crazy into them as well, and he had like a bunch of varieties I've never seen before. And I was like, whoa, like, come on. That's like the coolest fish in the world. And they're great for breeding for profit. They've got like a decently high purchase value, retail, and they're something that's not tricky to breed, but they require a little bit more persistence, which means it makes them a little bit more rare as well. I think we've got 3 males and 2 females. We are definitely going to be trying to breed these guys and produce a whole bunch of them. The third species on this list is another Pseudomugil species, and it's luminatus. Now, luminatus are beautiful. Blue eyes, red body, super striking, another delicate species of the Pseudomugil family. I got, I think, 2 pairs, so 2 males and 2 females. My plan with these is also to breed a bunch of them. They're another great one to breed for profit. I think they're a species that will become way more popular as the hobby grows and as these start to be bred up in bigger numbers. Hopefully we get eggs out of both of those 2 Pseudomugil species in the next 10 days or so. Now, the next thing on this list is Whiptails. Now, quite a while ago, me and Nick went to a mate of his, and he has a fish farm. We did a whole tour and everything, and he was breeding some Whiptails there. I actually made a video on this. As soon as I saw he had Whiptails, I instantly knew I wanted to breed Whiptails again. I'd bred them in the past, and I found them really easy to breed in my water chemistry, and I found them really enjoyable, and I had a lot of success with them. So, and they are a species that can be like at times finicky and just difficult to breed. So I said to him, mate, is there any chance I could get a pair of Whiptails off you? I'd be happy to pay for you to ship them to my house. And he's like, dude, nah, he's the nicest guy. And he's like, nah, I'll just give them to you. And I was like over the moon, so excited. So he ends up shipping them, or posting them, to Nick's shop, Keeping Fish Simple in Brisbane. Nick goes, gets the package or whatever, opens up, puts them in his tank. And I kid you not, when he puts them in his tank, within, I don't know, I don't really know how long, but within a certain amount of time, maybe a couple of weeks, they just started breeding like nuts in his tanks. Like crazy, just breeding. And he's telling me, he's like, dude, these fish are like, these Whiptails are breeding like crazy. I was like, that's freaking awesome. So he kept them for a bit and bred a whole bunch of them. and that's just like awesome to me. I know now that those are gonna breed because they've bred so much for Nick, and I ended up forgetting about them. And it just came to me when I was up there to pick up these fish that the whip pair was still there. I was like, oh, took me friggin' ages, but I kind of pick them up. And he's like, oh sweet, they're in this tank. So I got a pair of Whiptails. They're up in that end tank over there, currently being held in a Bose Mardi Gras aquarium. I just actually resealed the aquarium that they're going to go into in the next couple of days with silicone, and then they'll go in there and then I'll start breeding them like nuts. So definitely going to be making some videos on Whiptails coming up, so keep an eye out for that. The channel is going to get some serious love in this next few months, because we've got a lot of things to make videos on, and I'm just in a groove to breed fish right now. Okay, so the next thing we got is one single male Bristlenose. So when I went up there, I was like, hey Nick, do you have any like adult Bristlenoses? Because what happened to me was I had a pair of albino Bristlenoses, and for some weird reason the male died, and then I just ended up with a single albino female Bristlenose. So I went and picked up a male Bristlenose, super excited about that. We added him into the aquarium with some pleco caves so I can start breeding them straight away, and I believe that's it. I'm going to talk about a few other fish though that have come into the fish room since previous videos, or at least some updates on some projects. So down the hall to the left in one of those tanks on the breeding rack, I set up the Jurassic aquarium, and I uploaded that video a few days ago. And I always had the vision of putting Goodeids in there because they're fantastic hair algae eaters, and I just wanted the moss to kind of grow in a little bit first so that the Goodeids wouldn't pick on the moss and it wouldn't like flourish as well. So I let that tank grow in for a few months, and I think maybe a week ago I ended up adding the Goodeids in there, and the Goodeids are going crazy. They'll probably start breeding soon. They're not too far off breeding, so that's freaking awesome. We've got mollies that aren't breeding for some weird reason. I have to suss that out. I've never had a molly not breed before, so maybe that the males are too old and infertile and I need to get some new males, but we'll suss that out. We've got swordtail colonies. Yeah, anyway guys, that's the video. I just thought I'd update you guys with what's going on in the fish room at the moment, the new fish that I bring in, because I'm just so excited. Like, I've been wanting to breed fish for a long time, and this is like the start of a new era for me. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one.